Many people praise this book. So let the water do the work. Induced mentoring, evolving method restoring. Basically, the most foundational philosophy that drives my type of gardening. That is what I learned by reading Mood with this Masanobu Fukuoka. Can be summed up in this one sentence: let the water do the work, or in other words, go along with nature. Don't try to go against nature. You can never go against nature. It will grind you to dust if you try to do that. So going along with nature, all your methods, your life, your attitudes, everything should be in tune with the nature. So the question arises, what is nature? It's a deeply philosophical topic. What is nature? What is going with the flow? My Guruji, Ramesh Balsekar, used to say in one sentence he summed up his teachings. When somebody asked him, how would you, all your books and all, how would you sum it up in one sentence? So he said, let life flow. That's all. He said, let life flow. So letting life flow means you're not trying to control it. You're allowing it to flow in its natural way. Likewise, in your garden, go along with nature. Don't go against it. To understand what is nature, you have to go out into the nature and experience it yourself. Its beauty, its power, and its fantastic designs, such things, by observation. So, going along with nature, and this book's title also reflects that, let the water do the work. Putting all kind of stupid, thoughtless check dams here and there and all disturbs the whole ecosystem itself at a foundational level. So with great hesitation we should interfere in natural things. Now this book, now finally I have taken it up for a detailed study because I'm trying to write a book for that and also to teach myself. So general introduction, stable rivers and floodplains, all kind of basic stuff. Then evolutionary process and all that. Evolutionary process is important. Ecological benefits of India, so on and so forth. First chapter, introduction. Then rivers and floodplains. This tells about all the basic concepts of rivers and stream ecology. That is, natural stream function, discharge, where the water goes, how it gathers energy and dissipates it, then erosion, sediment transportation, so many stuff is there. And then critical role of vegetation, because these rivers, they support all life on both sides of the river, underneath the water, certain plants, all that. And by studying what is growing around a water body, you can get an idea about what's happening there or what happened. Then riparian, what is riparian, all such things are all explained in this. Then chapter 3, stream classification. It's a whole subject by itself. Stream classification, introduction, morphological. Then various people have tried to grade them. Then dryland streams, wetland streams, because dryland streams evaporation is lost more, transmission loss is more, and then flooding and all is more, such things, seasonality of flood events, all the techniques of field survey. So very, very detailed book. And chapter 4, incised channels. This is what people do normally. They cut a straight line, they straighten out the streams, which increases the speed of water flow. ಅದನ್ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ನ? ಬೆಡ್ ಮೇಲಿದೆ ನೋಡು, ಆ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡು ಸಾಕು. ಸ್ಪೀಕರಲ್ಲೇ ಸೈಡ್ ಬಟನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಒತ್ಬಿಡು, ಆಫ್ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ incised channel, okay. So all these kind of things. So the straight lines increase the speed and then targeting specific eroding banks. So, for example, if your property has some part of the stream is eroding away your land, how to deal with it, and small watersheds and all that. Then structures, practice, and construction techniques. So, this one you can learn about various rock and boulder baffle types of them. Whole tree baffle, put a line of trees and all that and use it. Veins, post vein, and all that. Manipulation of vegetables, what to plant, what not to plant, and all those things. It's all a big topic. People just go and plant plants here and there, but it's not that simple. Then boulder wear, because with great energy and enthusiasm, people go about into wild places and then they try to fix it. In reality, they need fixing themselves. They don't know what they're doing, and they really ruin places trying to improve it. The first step is you think 100 times before you do anything. Observe what nature does, and then you can copy all that, or at least try to imitate. This Masanobu approach to farming is about imitation. First, you understand what is nature, how it operates, which requires a lot of observing and contemplation. It goes off into philosophy and all. And then you try to mimic it in your artificial, whatever the human created habitats, you try to mimic those natural forces and natural processes. Then road, gully and all that, multi-stage, quite technical it gets. And reading the landscape, geology, geography, topography, soils, each of this is whole books will be there, and there will be enormous amount of stuff is there, content and all for specialization. But they given is an introduction. Then project design. So suppose you are into landscaping and all that, you get a property. And my own observation is, most of these landscape people know nothing about nature and all. They mugged up something in the college, and then they turn out absolute zombified garden spaces. They're completely illogical and against nature, and it doesn't reduce the natural footprint or improve the biodiversity. It does the exact opposite. So the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Your good intentions, and if you have plenty of money, that's not enough. Just hiring somebody and telling them to do this and that in a nice property. Anyway, so all that is there in project and all that. Since the basic approach of the authors is sensible, allowing the river to do its work, the whole thing will be based on such a fundamental natural philosophy. So dry land stream, accommodating natural constraints, all this, if you don't understand, the natural, if you make those dam structures and all the wrong places, the flood will come and wash it off. That's all. Waste of money, energy. So like that. Then monitoring, modification, maintenance is important. What kind of record keeping you should do, how much rain came and all such things. Vegetation monitoring. This is very, very interesting, because this is my core of my interest actually. The vegetation will give a very good indication of what the amount of damage, disturbance has happened to that particular place, and then which plant species are more, which are less, why. All that you can make out if you go out and observe in the field quite a bit. So vegetation monitoring, it's a emergent thing. That is, every day new things are happening. This year some set of species are there in a particular place. Next year some would have increased, some would have decreased. It's a very, very dynamic thing, this vegetation profile, and monitoring that, observing it is an extremely fascinating topic. Then ecological managing, and these beavers, we don't have beavers in India, so other creatures are doing that work. Then visual inspection is all a bit technical for engineering type of people. Since I've taken to that Masanobu Fukuoka way, there's a lot of intuition is involved. So I don't do all these kind of things. I just go and look at a place, see what's going on and all that, and I rely on my intuition to tell me what has to be done. So that's another topic for another day. That's the end of the book, appendix. All kind of very detailed stuff is there in this glossary of terms. So preface, authors, Bill Zeereich, very great man. And then there's a cartoon also about how interesting this topic is, watching water flow. A child is the epitome of innocence. They have no cynicism and all that. Their minds are pure and they see nature as what it is. That is a wonderful, magical thing which happens all around us. So for them, this little water flowing, hours together, they can watch it. So his child is telling his tiger, trickle is running to some dirt. Dirt means in America they call it dirt. Here, it is Mother Earth for us, not dirt. Anyway, so water is flowing in some place of plant, and let's say our afternoon just got booked solid. So all day afternoon they can watch it, they can make little dams and this and that. Entertaining. So your gardening experience itself can be like that. You can study it, look at it, and wonder how it happened, why it happened. A fascinating journey. So, and this book was supported by some Onota Foundation. Memory of Longfellow Livingston, some great man. He left some money with that foundation. They're doing all this. State governments also supported in America. In India, we need this kind of thing for each state, and in our languages, not in this English. These people who can read English don't go and work in the lands. They're sitting in offices. You need in our native Kannada, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and all you need. So, acknowledgements. So it's a very interesting book, and as I learn now, I'll be going out into the field and observing actual happenings with a more scientific approach now, because I got this book. I ordered this book and got it. This is the other author, Tom Moody. So dedicated to somebody, one of their friends. He died while traveling to a river. Anyway, so that's how it happened. So this whole book is very, very nice, lot of illustrations. This should be made part of the curriculum of all these architecture, landscape architecture colleges actually. And those people should be sent out into the countryside to live and experience what is nature, not just reading some textbook and then regurgitating somewhere else. Then book, I think it's available online. All that is there. To order is the publisher. So don't message me asking about the price and all like this. You might get it cheap, but it's expensive, $50. That means $50 is 5,000 rupees. But it's worth. A person who reads and digests this content and observes it in nature can recover 10 times more money for himself and do good ecological work also if they sit and go through this kind of stuff. I highly recommend this book.